Hello, in this video we're going to continue on from our arrival in Seattle, Washington. We'll make our way up the coast until we get across the Canadian border onto a ferry that will take us over to Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. Just to give you an overview of the map and where we're traveling while you're watching the video, here it is. And we'll start coming in on Highway 90, make our way west through the city of Seattle, transfer over to Highway 5, and 5 will take us up to the Canadian border, and from there we'll transfer onto Highway 17 and make our way to the terminal. Will take us over to the ferry that will board and take us across the water to the island of Vancouver and the city of Nanimo. Well, I hope that gives you a little bit of an overview of where we'll be traveling through the city to make our way to the border. So now we'll just get back to the video and our travels through the city. Well, here we go. I found Seattle to be a very nice city. Lots of trees, as you can see, which is great, and clean from what I could see. I didn't see a lot of garbage on the roadways or anything. Because there's so much water around the city, being right on the coast, we ended up traveling across quite a number of bridges and also some tunnels, a couple of them pretty long, as you'll see. Right now we're traversing Lake Washington over a bridge and causeway. You see here the traffic as we're approaching the actual core of the city. The traffic is starting to jam up. Here's one of the tunnels coming up. There's one quite long one, which you really can't tell by the video or driving through it, that it's actually very curved as it follows the shoreline. I did cut a lot of the video out going through this tunnel. I didn't see the sense of videotaping the whole thing. Here we are back out into the sunlight. It's very warm too. The temperatures here in Seattle that day are somewhere in the high 80s. Very warm. Got through that little bit of a traffic jam, and now we're speeding up a bit, which was nice. And we're getting closer to the core of the city as you see the larger buildings approaching. I think here things are going to start to jam up again. Here we go, yeah. Starting to back up. They have a metering system here in the city. I've seen it maybe one or two other places, but they have lights and you can just barely see them ahead, and that stop the traffic or slow it down and only allow so many vehicles to pass through at a time to help control the flow. I really don't, after going through the city, I just don't know if it was it's a help or a hindrance. I just really don't know. You can see the city there and some really nice, beautiful buildings. I did not get off the highway to go down through the core. I didn't really have the time. We had been on the road for quite a while that day, and I just wanted to get through this and cross the border. You see the lights there, changing and allowing just so many cars through and then stopping us. Nice view of the city from here. Kind of reminds me of the because of the way this highway is positioned. Kind of reminds me of the Gardner Expressway, but maybe a little bit bigger. But traffic seems about the same as the Gardner, always jammed up. Here we are, we've cleared the main core of the city, picked up a lot of speed, heading north at this point on Highway 5. If you see on the right, this is it was up in the air there a second ago, but now it's down almost at road level. It's elevated transportation system. I don't think it's really a monorail, but it's something like that, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but I only had the opportunity to see one of the vehicles that travels on it when I got down towards the very end of the city. Would have been nice to see one of the cars zoom by me or keep up or whatever, but just never got the opportunity to see that, unfortunately. Another little slowdown outside the city, which fortunately didn't last too long. This was a Sunday, and I was quite surprised at the level of traffic on a Sunday. It was very busy. I think it was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and here we've finally reached the border, Canadian border. Didn't really have, it was jammed up here a little bit. They do have the duty-free shops, but unfortunately, unlike the Canadian border, well, at least the one I'm used to, crossing at Niagara Falls or whatever, had lots of parking, place to pull off to get duty-free, whatever. But not here. If you had a car, you might have had an option to get off and grab some liquor or grab whatever you wanted. But it was not an option, especially driving the bus. So I had to forego that. I was actually initially hoping I could get in there to maybe pick up a bottle of Irish cream for my coffee, but that didn't happen. Here we go, we're on the Canadian side now, working our way towards the terminal. Ferry terminal, that is. The reason those lights are, those little signs are flashing so crazy, they weren't actually flashing like that. It's actually the video speed that I'm recording at doesn't sync with the way that the images are transmitted on their little screen, so they become out of sync and just look wacky like that. See the sign there, BC Ferries. Very successful ferry system. Started off with a couple of boats, and I think they got like over 20 of them now, so amazingly a great success. Here I am inside the boat. Beautiful, lots of room to sit down, relax. There's also a restaurant on board, washrooms, of course. When you first get on the boat, the lineup for to grab something to eat is horrendous, so I just decided to wander around and maybe make my way back there a little bit later when things had calmed down. So again, it was a beautiful day, so you couldn't ask for any better. Down there on that parking lot, I don't know which one of those cars had the alarm system beeping off and on. It continued for the whole trip across, which was about 25-30 minutes across, and never stopped. So I wasn't hanging around that end of the boat. It was just driving you crazy. But a few people stayed there for the whole trip and just listened to it. I don't know why they didn't track down the person. Would have been easy. Announce the license plate, get them to fix the damn thing, but they didn't. Yeah, you can't complain about comfort. Very comfortable, that's for sure. Well, who's that fella? Good-looking lad. Good-looking lad. Gonna look out the window. Here we are having a look down the side of the ship. Those white things are all your safety boats. Yeah, the thing peels along at a pretty good speed, I must say. Few kids, wasn't many kids on the boat, but a few of them. Quite a few motorcycles got on, a couple of transport trucks. There's also quite a number of people that just walk on, walk off. You know, just want to get back over to the other side. Probably got their vehicles in the parking lot over there. So, nice views, islands. These are all islands out there. So many islands. Water is obviously extremely calm today. Looks like possibly the harbor coming up. Like I said, the trip's not very long. When we get close to the harbor, I gotta get down to my bus because I'm right at the very front of the pile getting off. So my vehicle, I suspect, will be one of the first to get off. Well, as you can see, there's really nobody left up here. I was going to get my ass down there and get into the vehicle to get ready, but I ended up hanging around for a little bit longer than I probably should have. But as it turned out, everything worked out okay. Just sitting there in the bus here waiting for the guy to give me the okay to move. And there we go. I'd never been on a ferry before, and certainly not with a vehicle, so the whole operation is very well run, very smooth, no issues whatsoever. Everybody seems to work pretty hard to keep things moving quickly. Everybody's extremely courteous and helpful. Now this is the port where we'll travel a small distance and get into Nanimo. A very nice city. And also the inventor of the Nanimo bar. But that being said, I didn't see any in the grocery store, which was really surprising, because I wanted to bring home some authentic Nanimo bars, but didn't happen. Here we go. Up the ramp you see all the cars there on the left and all kinds of vehicles, motorhomes. They're all waiting their turn to get on the ferry that will take them back to the city of Vancouver. All in all, it was a great experience. This is all part of the property of the whole operation. This roadway doesn't go anywhere except for to the ferry. So all the traffic here is ferry related until we get inland a little bit. Well, that's pretty much the end of this slice of the trip. When we pick up, we'll be arriving in the Living Forest Campground, one of the nicest parks I've seen on the trip. See you then, and thank you very much again for watching. Bye for now.